Friends, once again, we come as invited guests to Christ's table. This table is set for us and for all who follow Jesus. It is not a table that belongs to this congregation or this denomination or to me or even to the larger church. This is a table that belongs to Jesus Christ. It is He who invites you to join us at this holy meal. It is He who welcomes you to this table, and it is He Himself who feeds you. So know that you are welcome. Gather your bread and your juice or wine. Bring it with you as we begin this prayer, and join us in this blessed feast as we celebrate the coming of the light of Christ into the world, who brings us His very body and blood. Welcome to this table. Will you join me now in the great prayer of thanksgiving? Our great prayer of thanksgiving for this celebration of Epiphany. We'll use one of the traditional Epiphany hymns, We Three Kings of Orient Are. So your responses will be spoken and then sung as we offer our prayer of thanksgiving before God. Please join me. The Lord be with you, and also with you. Lift up your hearts, wise people of God. We lift them up to the Lord. Let us give our thanks and praise to the one who beckons us to come. It is right to give our thanks and praise. Will you join with me in prayer? Shining and radiant God, on that first bright morning of creation, you spoke, and your glory filled the earth. You beckoned us to come to you and journey alongside you, and we could have lived with you in endless light and glory, but we wandered away down other paths on journeys of our own making, losing our way and straying into the wilderness of sin. You sent prophets to light the way, but we did not listen. Finally, through the darkness of our despair, you sent Jesus to shine out in the darkness and lead us back to you. So we join our voices with those wise ones from the East who come to worship you.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star.
You are holy, God, and blessed is your Son, Jesus Christ, our light and our guide. He came from heaven and walked the road of the cross, walking to Calvary and to the house of death, through rising and making a path from the tomb toward you, so that we can find and follow the path to new life in him. So as we prepare to journey with him this year, we speak of that mystery called faith, revealed to us through Christ, the morning star of love, the radiant star of resurrection, the constellation of hope.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Holy God, you love both wise and foolish. Send down your spirit of wisdom upon those gathered around this table, and on the gifts of the bread and the cup, that they might make us your faithful and loving children, ready to seek your light and your path and travel the road you set before us.
Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Alleluia,
Friends, at this candlelit table where Christ has set a feast for us, we gather together to remember. At this table, we remember that on the night our Lord was betrayed, he was at supper with his friends, and after the meal, he took bread, ordinary bread. And when he had blessed it, he broke it, and he gave it to them. And he said, "Take, eat this bread, all of you. This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." The same way, he took the cup. And when he had given thanks, he poured it out and gave it to them and said, "Drink this, all of you. This is the cup of the new covenant, my blood shed for you for the forgiveness of sins. Do this in remembrance of me." And I declare to you, my friends, as often as we eat this bread and drink this cup, we proclaim the saving death of our risen Lord until he comes again. The bread of life, the cup of salvation. Please join me in the prayer after the supper. Maker of stars, you have fed us on the bread of hope and refreshed us with the cup of grace. Now, as we go from this place, help us to travel another road, to defend the weak, to speak for the voiceless, to assist those cast aside. Send us forth to enter the houses of strangers in our midst, to enter the despair of the lonely and forgotten, to enter the hearts of everyone we meet and invite them to join us and you on this journey.